It's Kristen Hawthorne, exclusive Black Status presenter with Younique, and I'm so excited for this webinar today. We have Kristen Perry, who is going to join us and share all about her awesome parties every month and her PRS every month. She's a complete rock star. She is so successful at having really great parties, and so I know that you're going to be able to learn so much from her with this webinar. So, Kristen, why don't you start sharing a little bit of your story and your background with everyone?
Sure. First of all, I have to put on my glasses because I have notes. Otherwise, we will be here all day because I'm going to forget things. So, I actually want to start with saying that I don't actually have any experience. I don't have any direct sales experience. I don't have even any college or a degree. I just got into this because I needed a job basically for my son went to kindergarten and I had to get a job and I didn't want to get a real job. So I came across Younique and loved the idea of the social media part of it because I'm a big Facebooker. So my husband, I had actually tried a direct sales company way long time ago, but it didn't go anywhere because it failed before I even started. Nobody was interested and I wasn't that interested in the product. And I think that probably is why. So we kind of had a negative look on sales, and I'm not a salesperson at all. So, so whenever I would bring up joining another company, and my husband would say, "No, remember what happened." So, but when this one came up, for some reason, both of us were excited about it, and so then when I started, I joined, and I was on vacation when I joined, and on vacation then I started watching. I was so excited and I couldn't wait to get home, so I started watching webinars and videos and listening to conference calls and reading and everything I could get my hands on, trying to learn more about the business and how to do it. And so I was so excited, and I did a lot of training at the beginning. Before I even got my kit, I had watched so many YouTube videos and seen so much, and I had 4 notebooks full of notes, and I still have a lot of notebooks full of notes, a lot of notes. And I think that helped me at the beginning, but I also think that you can do too much of that, and it got to be a little bit overwhelming because I had so many notes and so much information, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it all once I did get my kit. So the main thing is that I had to learn as I went was to find what works for you. I started following every Black Status presenter I could find and that I knew of. I followed all of them. I started copying everything they did and researching. I would just sit on Facebook and research their Facebook pages and see what they did. The problem was they're all different, and so one would say do a party this way, and then another one would say do a party this way, and I would get really overwhelmed and like I didn't know which way to do it. And so I had to figure out what worked best for me. I tried lots of different ways and found what works for me right now. So my launch party, I had right after I got my kit, I did my launch party, and my launch party I made, well, my sales were $1,100. That right there gave me the confidence because I was feeling, I wasn't sure if this was going to work because of my past experience. So that right there gave me the confidence to keep going. And I didn't get any hostesses from that launch party. And I knew that that was what was key to keep my business going. So I had to figure out how to get hostesses. I wasn't quite sure. And I messaged Kristen, and I remember asking her, you know, just telling her that I was a little bit stressed out because I didn't have any hostesses and I don't know what to do. And And she told me, make sure you personally message everyone on your friends list. And everybody, like everyone that is on your friends list. So I remember getting off of that, or reading that message, and thinking, I have messaged everyone. I thought I had messaged everyone on my friends list. But when I went back through my friends list, I realized that I hadn't messaged everybody. I messaged the people I was comfortable with asking. And so there was people that I was like, I don't want to ask them to host a party. It was embarrassing or whatever. And I wouldn't message them, or I didn't message them. But I took Kristin's advice, which is another thing that I think is important, is to listen to the people who are successful and listen to their advice and do what they say. And even if it doesn't work, at least you tried it, because not everything's going to work for everybody. But at least try and do what they say. So I went through and I messaged the people I was not comfortable messaging, and I got parties. I got parties from that, and I am still to this day doing parties from those parties, which that was back in September, and I still have that chain of parties going to this day. So
that's so awesome. 7 months worth of parties. So I know everyone's probably wondering the big questions. Do you do your parties in a group? Do you do them in an event? How many people do you invite? How many times a day do you post? What do you post? Do you do videos? Do you do pictures? So if you can share a little bit of that with us, I know that people will really be excited to hear about it.
Sure. Right now, I do my parties in events. My initial launch party was in a group, and the first couple parties I did after that were in a group, and they were successful. But I've kind of, let's see, I went to the tag team. I don't know if any of you have heard of the tag team, and started following them, and I love them. So I started trying to do their way. Honestly, I was getting a little bit bored with group parties, even after just only a few. I was bored of posting like 3 times a day, and it just got boring to me. So I was thinking, if it's boring to me, then I would feel like it would be boring to everyone else. So I wanted to find a new way to do it. So I found the tag team. I love the way that they do their parties, and I decided I would give it a try. And I don't do everything exactly the way that they suggest, and I probably should, but some of the stuff I'm working on. But I loved it. I loved the event, the live event party. So I started doing that, and it's worked really well. I do the live event on one night, but leading up to that, I'll post once a day. I start it a week out from the party. Probably should start it 8 or 9 days out, because sometimes it takes a while for the hostess to invite her guests. But I started about a week out and set it to invite only. Otherwise, everybody's friends will see all the posts on their timeline, and we don't want that. So I only have the hostess invite about 50 to 100 people. I try to keep it closer to 50 to make it more personal. If they start inviting and throwing everybody in the event, inviting everyone, then the people don't feel like they're special. They don't feel like, if you were going to have a home party, you wouldn't invite 300 people. So to make it a little more intimate and personal, and if they have more than 50 people they want to invite, then I suggest doing 2 parties, which works great. So I post once a day, non-salesy post. I'm a non-salesy type of person. I don't, like I said, I'm not a salesperson at all. So I don't like anything that seems pushy at all. So I post once a day. I try to make them like funny posts, like the e-cards. There's a couple out there that are really funny that get good interaction in my parties. I also post a couple, like I made a picture of the lip stains and just said, these are our new lip stains, are amazing, and which color would be your favorite, is what I'll say. It's just to get people talking. And then I always post a video of myself doing the mascara, which I think is very important. And that'll be one post for the day. And then, of course, your hostess posting her selfies and before and afters, but I don't, that's not one of my posts. That's just extra. I let the hostess, I actually tell my hostess to post as much as she wants. I post once a day and I tell her, a lot of my hostesses will find their own pictures or take pictures of themselves and post. It works really well. And then I keep the more salesy posts for the night of the event. So leading up are less salesy, but leading up to the event is more about trying to get the people interacting and conversations going. And then the night of the event are more salesy posts. And then then I do a video. Well, I do a video with, I talk about the products, some of the top sellers of the products, and that is for the night of the event. So I'll get into that later. But, and then I only post the shopping link. I don't post that leading up to the event either. I wait until the night of the event to post the shopping link because I want people to be there. Like, I'm afraid if I post it leading up to the event, then they'll go by and then they won't come back and watch the video that I had planned for the night and things like that. So I post it the night of. And that's it.
All right, sorry, a little technical difficulty there, but okay, cool. So I'm really excited, and I'm sure everyone else is, to hear how you do the live event. But before we get into that, will you share a little bit about hostess coaching with everyone? I know that sometimes reaching out to a hostess can, I guess, be a little intimidating because they do actually have to do a little bit of work. They can't just invite their friends. So if you can just share a little bit about what you do with your hostesses to have your successful parties, I think people would really love some tips from that.
Okay, so hostesses are very important, as I think we all know. So I message them. First of all, I try to stay in contact a little bit with them from the time they book until the party and just get them excited. I'll just send them messages randomly that say, I cannot wait, your party's in 2 weeks and I'm so excited for your party, something like that. Just little stuff like that. And then I message them when the party starts. I email them actually an email with some tips on making sure the conversation keeps going and just tips on how to have a successful party, which would be making sure that you are there in the party, basically. Just be there, just to show up. Because I've had hostesses who weren't at the party at all. So you just want to make sure that they are there and tagging people and things like that. And then I will send her a message on the day that we start the party. I'll have her invite her friends, and then I have her personally message every person she's invited. I send her a message that she copy and pastes, and it just says, hey, friend's name, because you want to make it personal. You do not want them mass messaging people. I don't know if you saw my invite, but I'm having a party, and a Younique party, and they sell the amazing 3D fiber lashes. I don't know if you've heard of them, but you need to come check it out. And I also make sure to include the link for her to send out, so that it makes it easy for her guests to just click on the link and join. And then the day of the event, I have her send another message reminding everyone. So everyone that's RSVP'd, she will send a message to, reminding them, just reminding you, my party's tonight, and here's the link again. Can't wait to see you there, that kind of thing. And then I also just started this, actually, doing a hostess bingo game. So I was having a little bit of trouble getting my hostesses to cooperate, some of them, and to do the things that I suggested to do. So I was trying to come up with a way to make it more fun. So I made up a hostess bingo. You can make it on PicMonkey, is a website that I like to use. That's what I use for this. And everybody, well, everyone that hosts, I send them the bingo game usually the day I create the party, and say, if you can get all of these boxes filled out, and you think there's 9 different tasks, I will send you a free lipstick of your choice. And that's on top of all your rewards. And so some of the things I put on there are post a selfie of yourself. Some of them are easy like that. So I wrote some of them down. Post your favorite product in the party. Invite 50 people, which is another easy one usually. Comment on at least 5 of my posts, because when they comment, it's such a huge difference when they start commenting how many guests actually start like interacting then when their hostess comments or posts. Ask a question about a product in the party. That's one of them. And then if you can get 20 people to RSVP, that's on the bingo game, because I feel like the hostess has some control over that by the way that she interacts with the people. And if she can get them excited about it, then they'll RSVP. So that's been working really well lately, actually. I really like the hostess bingo game. One of my favorite things right now.
Okay, cool. So now let's get into the actual live event. You can just share how it works, how long it is, the kind of things you post in it, and just really anything else. If you thank people, if you do a video, if you can just kind of, give us a little breakdown on the actual live event.
Okay, so this is the fun part. I like the live events because they are quick and fast, and I like the quick and fast. It doesn't feel boring at all. It's like things just happen, and I love that. So it's about 30 to 40 minutes. I try to keep it at 30, but sometimes it goes longer. People talk a lot and take up a lot of time, so which is good. You want that. So 30 to 40 minutes, 5 parts usually. I'll do a roll call at the beginning, and everyone who checks in or says that they're there will be entered to win a free eye pigment. I've actually changed that lately to a free lip gloss because I felt like the eye pigment was like people were getting tired of it, because I'm having a lot of the same people come to the parties because it's from their friends, and so I'm having to change things a little bit because I don't want them to get bored. So I'll have them, let's see, we'll do the roll call, and I'll have them say, I'll ask a question so that they're not just saying here. I want to get them talking and get the conversation started from the beginning. So I'll ask, what's your favorite makeup product? Or let's see, how do you know the hostess? Tell us one thing that is great about the hostess. I like to do that one because it builds the hostess up too. Where are you from sometimes? Try to change it up a little bit. And then I did a video. This is what I was talking about earlier. I made a video a few weeks ago. I just did this, and it's gotten a lot of good response. I just showcased the products, the top sellers, not all of them because that would take too long. It's a quick 5-6 minute long video, and I tried to make it fun and just showing the products. I didn't do any demos or anything like that in this. It's just showing some of the products and what they're used for. And I've gotten really good response from that. People have said thank you so much, because that helps me, know what this was, because some people don't know what the rose water does or what it's for. And so I was able to show that. And it actually, I've noticed my sales are not just mascaras anymore, especially since doing that video, but even just doing the live event, I feel like I get a lot more sales, other sales, a lot of bigger orders. So I really like that. And then the third post will be asking for a hostess. It's hard. I don't feel like just posting I need a hostess works. So I try to add something to it, like I usually give something away for the first 3 people. I try to make it like I want them to think that they need to get in there and get that because they're the first 3 people. So for the first 3 people who want to host a party like this one, just click like or comment here, and I'll send you more info, and you get a free whatever you want to give them. pigment, lip gloss, whatever. And that seems to work. I get hostesses that way. My parties keep going, so that they like that. It's just simple, just simple. Ask for hostess. And then I post the shopping link for everyone to go to and place their orders. And then always, of course, I thank them in the party as soon as they order. And then the last post is a thank you post to everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank the hostess in the post. Something I've noticed is if you build up the hostess in the party, it seems to help if people like that because they're her friends. So they like when you build her up and get a lot of good reaction from that. So I try to build her up and talk about how awesome she was and how great she was. And she has great friends and thank everybody. And then announce the raffle winner during that post. I always send out a personal message to everyone who ordered also and thank them. I always send a personal message to the hostess and thank her personally, even though I already did that in the party. And I always friend everybody who's ordered. Or, of course, if they say they want to be a hostess, I friend them right there. But if they've ordered also, I friend them just because I want them on my page so that when they need to reorder, they know where I'm at. And otherwise, they're probably not going to find me. So, and then I'd make it a 5-day event or a 5-day party. I'll create the party on the day of the event and make it a 5-day party as long as it falls over a Friday. I'd never do parties on Friday nights or Saturday nights because I found that people don't attend them because they have better things to do, I think. They think they do anyway. And so if someone really, really needs a Friday or Saturday night, of course, I'll do a Friday or Saturday night. But I try to keep them Sunday through Thursday. And so typically a 5-day party is going to fall over a Friday, a payday Friday. What I've found is lately is most people get paid every Friday now. So not every other. So it seems like it works. You don't need to be over 2 Fridays. 1 Friday works. And so as long as the party is over the Friday, then it's good. If it doesn't fall on the Friday, like if it ends on Thursday, then I will do a 10-day party, but that really doesn't happen ever. So always a 5-day party. I feel like a 10-day party drags on too long for me anyway. And then the next day after the party, I will post the link again just to remind people and pin it to the top of the event. And I'll probably make a couple posts in those 5 days here and there, just whatever I feel like I want to post. I don't really have a set schedule or anything for those, but always on the day after the party and then always on the last day of the party in the morning. I say this is the last day of that post to get your orders in. And something about the parties that I want to say is that I don't even know how many different parties I have done since I started, like different ways of partying, because I changed things up a lot. From the very first party, I changed things to my second party. And I feel like as soon as it seems like it's not going as well anymore, as soon as it seems like it's not as successful, then it's time to change something. So I'm always changing the parties constantly. And they're all still in events right now, but I'll change up all the posts, and I have several posts I'll switch through. I'll change, maybe I don't need a video anymore, maybe I need more video, maybe maybe you need to change up your rewards and prizes for the hostess and the guests, or always just little things. I'm just always changing anything I can to tweak it, to get it to where it's successful again, and then it'll be good for a while, and then you'll see it start to change again. I think people get bored, and then I have to change it again. I think the thing is I get bored of it, and so people can see that, and so I need to change it to keep it exciting for me so that I'm excited for them, and so that they stay excited.
Okay, so I know that you don't get all of your sales from parties. You have amazing sales from your parties, but I also know by looking at your PRS that there must be other things that you're doing because you, on average, have over $2,000 in PRS every single month. So you're a complete rock star there. So what else do you do to get sales?
Okay. Yeah, I don't get all my sales from parties. I feel like it's pretty balanced between parties, local sales, and online sales with people I don't know. So I was thinking about this and trying to come up with some brilliant things to say, but really it all comes down to the big thing is branding yourself, I think, and relationships. So I'm going to talk about those two. Branding yourself. I feel like if you're serious about this business, then people need to know you're serious. And so people that don't ever post on their Facebook page, like people that they're not ever around, you're not going to feel like they are serious about it. I feel like if you, okay, no, I don't feel like, I think that you need to be present on your Facebook page, basically, is what I'm saying. And I don't mean like salesy posts all the time. I mean, just be there, even just personal posts. And if you're on your Facebook page and you do personal posts and some business posts, I try to balance mine out a little bit, then I think people will trust you. Example, if you have two friends who are in direct sales and one is never on Facebook, she'll post once every couple weeks, maybe about her business or even just a personal post. And then the other one in the same company is posting every day, a personal post, even just every day, and then some sales ones. So you know what she does. Who are you likely to go buy from? For me, I would go to the one who is on Facebook and present, because I trust that she's serious about her business and her product, and that she's going to care about what I, my experience with her company, and she's going to care about me and the product I ordered. And the one who's never on there, I would be kind of scared to purchase from her, because you don't know if she's going to be around or if she's going to answer your questions. You don't know if she's even going to stay with the company. You don't know. So I feel like you have to show that you're serious about it. On that note, I don't think that posting salesy posts and spamming people is the right way to do it. And it's a hard balance. But like, I don't think posting pictures and saying order here is going to work, or join my team is. For me, I don't feel like that's going to work for me. And so I don't do that. I try to incorporate the business into my life, and I try to post subtle business posts, if that makes sense. And it gets easier. It's a little bit difficult at first, but now it's just something I can just do. It just comes natural. It's just easy. I'll post, like I posted something about the webinar today. Not saying, look at me and my business. It's just saying, it just talks about the webinar just in a subtle way, and people they watch that stuff. And I get people that ask questions, will come to me and ask questions months later from a post, a long time ago. And so they're watching, get likes or comments on your post. They're watching. They're really watching, believe me. So I'm not a pushy person. So I keep my posts very, very subtle. And also there are some business posts once in a while, like once in a great while, I will post something like contact me to pre-order, or, if you have any local orders, that kind of stuff. But majority, I try to keep it balanced between personal and subtle. But people still know that I sell, and they all come to me for referrals. That's what I was gonna say. They will tag me in. I get tagged all the time from people in those buy and sell and trade things who are my friends out here. Tag me all the time to sell to those people. I don't always sell to those people because a lot of times there's other people above them and you don't want to do that. You don't want to take from the person who commented first. But I do get tagged a lot. I do get a lot of referrals. And I think that your Facebook profile, this is kind of going all over the place, sorry. I think that your Facebook profile needs to show your excitement for the company. I think that helps. Being positive and no drama, which is hard for some people, I know, but I always, whenever I get ready to post something, I always think to myself, would I buy from this person if I saw this post on their page? Or I think, is this post, if it's just a post about drama and, somebody made you mad, is it worth losing sales over? I don't feel like it's worth losing sales over to post something on Facebook that really doesn't mean anything to anybody else. So I just keep away from all of that and keep it positive and exciting and happy, and you want people to come to your page and be happy and feel good. So I do that. And I use a lot of pictures. I don't post a lot of before and after pictures, but I do post a few of myself, like my eyes, like if I'm having a good lash day, because we have good and bad lash days, just like good and bad hair days, at least I do. If it's a really extra good lash day, I will post a picture of that and just say something like good lash day today or something, just something really, really small and simple. I never post my link on my personal page, ever. And if people want to buy something or order something, they'll message me. They always do. I don't feel like there's a need to have the link on there. I feel like that just is kind of spammy to me. So I don't. I'm always excited when I post. I try to come up with an example for you guys to see two different posts. So instead of a post of the lip stains that says something like, try our new lip stain, it comes in 7 beautiful colors, order here. Instead of something like that, I will post a picture either of myself with the lip stain, which I think is the best way to do it. But if I don't have one that day, or if I didn't get dressed that day and I don't feel like posting a picture of myself, because that happens, I will use someone else's, or just a picture of the listing. And I will say something. This is something I would post, like a lot of exclamation marks. I use a lot of exclamation marks. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe how amazing our new lip stain is, and I cannot wait to try all the colors. That's what I'll say. No link, nothing that says order here, nothing that says I can't, any of that. None. Like, I won't. I'll just leave it at that. That's it. And then that gets people looking at it, and they know to come to me if they want to order it. They know, and so that's how I like to keep it on my personal page. And I think people don't then feel forced or pressured, or people don't get on Facebook. I know we've all heard this, but it sticks with me all the time. People don't get on Facebook to get sold to. They get on there to read about your life, or to be nosy, me anyway, and to see what's going on in your life. And so so something like that would be something that's going on. I love my new lip stain. I'm not going to, say order here. You need to come order here, because people aren't on there for that. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. So I think the biggest, first, I also want to say, confession time. I've never sold anything outside, like, to strangers, or anywhere outside of people I know, or I've sold to strangers on Facebook or online, not in person. I'm working on it. I know this is something I need to work on, but I don't talk to people out and about, and it's because I'm super, super shy person. So it takes a lot for me to talk to people. So I haven't got up the confidence yet to talk to people outside. So I've never sold to anyone outside of home or Facebook friends. And I carry mascara with me still, always, just in case that one day comes where I happen to get really brave and talk to somebody, but it hasn't happened yet. So that's coming though. I'm working on that, and it is something you should do. I believe in that, but I'm just saying, if you are super shy like I am, and you hear that you need to be talking to everybody out in the world, and that scares you to death like it did me, then just know that you can do it without, I think in order to keep going and to be successful in this business, you will eventually, but it's going to come because you're going to gain the confidence like I am to do things like that as you go. So just know at the beginning, you can do it without that. It's a hard one for me. So I think I'm going to wrap it up with, I think the main thing is, and we've all heard this so many times, but it is so true. And it's the only thing that I found that every single direct sales person, anybody that you would watch webinars, not even people from Younique, but anybody you watch in the direct sales industries or network marketing industries will say is relationships are the most important thing. And they all have that in common. They all say that. And it's really true. Whenever someone comments, it's just little stuff. Whenever someone comments on any of my stuff, I always comment back. And if I didn't, it's because I missed it. So sorry to anybody if that happened. But it's not on purpose. I try to always comment back and like everything that they say. And I like I'm friends with all these people who are at my parties now, a couple hundred of them, and I don't really know them, but I'm getting to know them, and it's been really fun. And they are liking my post, and I'm liking their post, and I'll comment on their post. And I think it's super important. I think it makes people feel special, and that they know you, and that they'll come back to you when they're ready. And so I have a quick story, and then I'll be done. I did a UK party a few months back, and met a girl in there who I became friends with. She placed an order, and I became friends with her. And we've been talking a little bit, and she thought about signing up, and she decided that now wasn't the time. But I asked her a few times to host a party for me because she loved the makeup, and I thought she'd be perfect. And she said no every time, and she was too busy, whatever, other things come up, I understand, but she couldn't do it. And so, but we kept our relationship, and I started talking to her about other things that had nothing to do with the business. I messaged her about things like, I am obsessed right now with music coming out of the UK. So, and I just love everything that's coming out of there, and I want to go there really bad and go to a summer festival really bad. So all you UK ladies, that's you guys are lucky. I want to do that. So I started talking to her about that. I started asking her, about these bands, and I started telling her, I just told her exactly what I just said. And we had a good conversation about it, and just tried to build a relationship that had nothing to do with the business at all. And it was fun. It's genuine. It's not in a fake way, not trying too hard. I mean, I seriously was excited to talk to her about this stuff that I was really excited about in my life. So from the UK, and it was perfect. So a few weeks later, she messaged me out of the blue randomly and said that she wanted to host a party. She had a few friends that were interested and wanted to host a party. And so that was a few weeks after that conversation. That was, in that time. And so we just got done with her party a couple weeks ago. It was a really good party, and she kept thanking me, and I got a few more parties from that party, and actually I have a person that's about ready to sign up with me from that party. And so long story, well, it was a long story. It just shows that you keep the relationship. It doesn't have to do with the business. You don't always have to be talking about the business, constantly pushing the business in their face. I think that actually does the opposite. I think if you talk to them and become friends with them, that when it has nothing to do with the business, then that is what's going to help you. And they're going to want to come to you, and they're going to want to buy from you. So, and host parties and to join your team because they know you now and they want to be friends with you and they want to be a part of your team. So relationships are super, 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 super important. So that's it.
Well, I completely agree with you. I can't tell you how many times I've been contacted from middle school or high school friends on Facebook asking me, if I still sell Younique and if, what I would recommend for them and that they want to purchase the mascara. So I definitely agree with you that people are always, always watching. So I just want to take a couple of seconds to say thank you so much for sharing your parties and what you do with everyone. Such great information. And I'm so proud of you and all that you're doing. And for everyone that's watching, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.